Hey everybody, welcome to another 10-minute Marvel video. I'm Petter, and today, we're doing the kind of just initial impressions of Agatha All Along, episode 4. I'm going to avoid spoilers on this one, like I have previously. It's getting trickier to do because there's so much that I want to dive into and talk about. But this, again, continues kind of the trend that we saw in episode 3. And what I really loved about episode 3, how we're getting these different set pieces, these different stories, witchy or just otherwise thematic, for the different witches who are going along the road. They're going with Agatha along the road, their trials are happening, and each of them is set up kind of specifically for one of the witches. This time, I think I like this episode actually better than episode 3. Episode 3, not really my genre of, I was going to say witchy stuff, but it's not even parodying or kind of building off of witchy type stuff. That one, it had a ton of witchy elements to it with stuff like different horror aspects to it, but this one intentionally leans more into that, and we get one character reintroduced to us that I think has some really interesting and good lines. Plus, to give this one a little bit more, talk this one up a little bit more, I think that after the third episode, where they're really trying to set up, like, okay, this is the format, this is the formula that we're going to see on the Witch's Road, this time they spent a little bit less time on the trial so they could spend a little bit more time with the characters and they could have some interesting conversations about kind of their past, kind of what life was like as a witch. And so you get to delve into more of that. You see and experience more history from Lilia Calderu, from Jennifer Kale, from Alice Wu Gulliver. Not from, you get more from Agatha, but I think, again, her character has a little bit, there's more of a reserved nature to what she's doing, because she obviously has kind of this strong independent vibe to her character, which is really well done. Beyond that, I'm trying to think of what I can say that makes this one work really well without giving away too much in spoilers. So I'm not sure that I have a ton more to say about it. I'm just going to talk about real quick then some of the episode specific videos that I'm going to be putting up as well here and recording. First off, I'm going to be recording a video around kind of the witches and kind of their reason for walking the road that's been talked about, but kind of why they agreed to this in the first place. And then I'm going to be talking a little bit about another video on two of the characters and why I think kind of can nail down a little bit who they are, or interesting kind of moments in there, and evidence for why I think certain characters, and in particular one character, is a certain Marvel lore character. So I'm going to be talking about that as well. And beyond that, I'm trying to remember if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about. I'm sure we're going to be talking a whole lot more about this on our next episode of 10 Minute Marvel. We're going to do our more full questions review on the show. So if you enjoy these videos that I'm putting out, check out the longer format video or format content of the 10-Minute Marvel podcast. You can find it here on YouTube. Click onto the channel and then the podcast tab, or wherever you get your friendly neighborhood podcasts from. And then as well, check out the previous theory videos, because I think that some of them have a little bit more credibility now to them as to how or maybe why things may be working certain directions. But with that, we'll see you next time.